day of Congress and is also the last day to present the report of complaint. Now I'm going to present today's report. Today's complaints are some rooms are not cleaned and swept from the first day. In the rooms, water is not refilled after it finished. From the first day of the program, some delegates have the problem in interpretation because of the technical issues of interpretation system. Now the improvement in the past complaints regarding the hot water is improved. Regarding the food, in snacks, salty snacks are not included, only sweets. With this report, I want to thank all the delegates and participants with keeping patience, even they have different challenges. And I also want to thank organizers and organizing committee to conduct the Congress successfully with their great effort and full capacity. And lastly, I want to thank my complaint committee and want to leave. Thank you.
Obrigado, Sabina. Obrigado por sua participação. Eu queria chamar a Taylor para dar início aos trabalhos da tarde. Pessoal, só algumas orientações. A gente preparou esse espaço aqui na frente mais limpo, porque muitas vezes a gente está tão empolgado com o Congresso e esquece a foto final. Então, eu e a Taylor tivemos cuidado de já deixar aqui um espaço bem bacana para a foto final. Por favor, primeiro momento, só catador, tá, pessoal? Depois a gente vai introduzindo outras pessoas. Taylor?
And Mr. Kabir Arora from the International Alliance of West Pacific Coordinator and an advocacy support lead as well. And for those who are on the panel, if you could please come up to the stage. That's Carolina Meneta, Gonzalo Muñoz, Alex Cardoso, Maria Mónica da Silva, Indumati, Soledad Mella, and Juan Pablo. Thank you.
Oh, can I ask you? Sorry. I didn't realize. Sorry. No, but you'll still have
Hello, everyone. This is our last panel for today, and then the last panel of the Congress. We will meet again in 5 years. Let's now enjoy this session and focus on the objectives and international alliance influencing international agenda. I have my colleague Kabir helping. The airway speaker leaders from around the world and our allies, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Teresa Bu from the Association of Scraps of Lagos State, Nigeria, ASWOL. I am speaking on behalf of our treasurer, Madi. Madi could not make it today as she is very sick. It's her speech that I'm reading here today. In this rapidly changing world marked by climate change, plastic pollution, conflicts, increasing inequalities, our livelihoods and lives face constant threats. This underscores the critical needs for organizing and engaging in collective bargaining and advocacy. While we all work at the local and national levels, we acknowledge the immense power we wield when we engage at the international level, especially when we provide inputs in formulating international law. Over the past years, the global advocacy efforts of the International Alliance of Waste Pickers, IAWP, have responded to the needs of our affiliates. Our focus has been on several keys. Firstly, we actively engage the extended producer responsibility EPR policies, which significantly impact waste pickers worldwide. Our website hosts a position paper on EPR and implementation in numerous countries, reshaping global and national discussions on effective EPR. The EPR position paper of the International Alliance of Waste Pickers laid the foundations for engagement of the plastic treaty negotiations. Moreover, our involvement in the UN Plastics Treaty has been pivotal in safeguarding waste pickers' livelihoods worldwide. We've secured transition and recognition. Transition report offers valuable insights and recommendations for ongoing struggles. During the plastic treaty negotiations, the International Alliance of Waste Pickers frontline communities During the plastic treaty negotiations, the International Alliance of Waste Pickers forged strong alliances, both in the trade union movement, indigenous peoples, and frontline communities, delivering joint interventions, highlighting our firm beliefs in the intersectional class solidarity. Additionally, we've actively participated in the International Labour Conference of the International Labour Organization, refining our stance on just transition. Concerning our engagement in climate change policies, we developed a carbon emission reduction calculator to showcase the contribution of waste pickers. However, as our global influence expands, challenges emerge. We've observed the cooptation of waste pickers' voices by incorporating interests and potential conflicts over representation. It's crucial to maintain clarity on our advocacy agenda and not become subservient to the agenda dictated by various vested interests. To conclude my statement, I invite responses from the floor to understand the challenges, support for, and achievements of our global advocacy engagements. Thank you. The speakers are already here, but I'm going to call them out. They'll speak to us on this evening's topic. We have Carolina Omeneta, Global Meeting Hub Director of Circular Economy for the Americans, work of Global Meeting Hub Philanthropy Fund to support methane emission reduction, their readiness to support the alliance and the new directive and opportunities that exist in relation to the organic waste agenda and the methane emission reduction agenda. Can we welcome her, please? Thank you. Thank you. We have Gonzalo Munoz, high-level champion, Hoop 25, Chile. Can we welcome him, please? Alex Codoso and Maria Monica da Silva, Winicadores and Climate Change with Sonia Dias, We Go Brazil. Can we welcome them, please? I'm sorry I'm not able to get these pronunciations proper. Please pardon me. Okay, Costas Vels is supposed to be presenting, but he's not here, and he has sent his speech, and it's going to be uploaded to the website, so we'll look out for it. We have Indumati from India and Soledad Mela from Chile. Plastic Treaty, International Alliance of Waste Picker Working Group reporting achievements and challenges. And we give them a and Juan Pablo, United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, INC Secretariat. So they are going to speak to us. They are going to speak to us now. Carolina, the floor is yours, please.
Muchas gracias y muchas gracias por
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here in this last day of this successful Congress. Congratulations on the elections of the new executive body. It's a great opportunity to be able to talk about such significant issues. I'm going to talk about food loss and waste, methane mitigation, and how this has a lot of synergy with what we are dealing with in this Congress. And I'm going to show you how they are related. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So first, I'm going to tell you why we're speaking of methane when we talk about climate change. This that is responsible for 45%. That's what
Recording in progress. La reducción de emisiones de metano. ¿De dónde vienen las reducciones de metano? Las emisiones de metano vienen principalmente de los sistemas alimentarios. El 60% de las emisiones de metano vienen de los sistemas alimentarios, que tiene que ver con la producción, pero también con la pérdida y el desperdicio de alimentos. Claramente hoy día no vamos a estar hablando de las vacas, ¿cierto? Pero sí vamos a hablar de la pérdida y el desperdicio de alimentos, que bien sabemos todos los que trabajamos en estos temas, el 50% de la bolsa de basura, ¿cierto?, que tenemos en todos los países, sobre todo en Latinoamérica, África y Asia. ¿De qué estamos hablando cuando hablamos de la reducción en la pérdida y el desperdicio de alimentos? Estamos hablando...
Food loss and waste, what we are talking about is that we try to prevent food loss, then recovery and reuse and segregation, and finally a treatment with nutrient and energy recovery, and finally disposal, considering landfills, for example. This creates biogas and energy generation. Strong complementation in the agendas. But the thing is, in which agendas? Which is what I wanted to share with you. We have three parallel agendas. These are some synergies and opportunities. How it is that plastic agenda has gained a lot of ground in waste picking. But we can also not forget the other two agendas or other two objectives, which are waste pickers and communities, the FL, which is methane mitigation. There is an intersectionality, and this would favor us and opportunities. When we promote methane mitigation, so first, we don't recommend that there be, but if there is food waste, it should be reused or segregated and managed in a way in which we can recover the nutrients and its energy. That's what we seek with this important agenda. So, what is it that we are doing? What is the news? Methane is green that O2 and in the atmosphere of the it's important to reduce it in this decade or the next so that it does not continue increasing at the levels that it is increasing. The methane has another specific characteristic. We can see it on a remote level through satellite or drones, which is different. Used to have been in when we talked about to or greenhouse gas, we never able to see CO2 emissions, but we can see methane. This is an image of an already existing platform that we launched with other organizations where we can see methane emissions from the main dump sites and landfills on a global level. We're talking about Laos, India, Latin America, etc. So how can we see this? If you log into this platform, which is called Waste Map, you can specifically see, for example, this is an example of a landfill in Brazil. You can see a series of images of methane emissions and where those emissions are. This is very interesting. We're going to talk about methane reduction, what we are achieving with this developing platform, you and other organizations. But what is relevant is that we're not just talking about a formula on a piece of paper anymore. Now we are in a new era. We're going to be able to see this and monitor it remotely, which means that we are not receiving organic waste because we're doing the separation. Well, okay, let's effectively see what emissions are going on and if there is a change in the base value. There is a lot of information on this, and next year there will be much more information. Therefore, this year and the next are critical. We have a great opportunity to gather data and information and relate it with these emissions. We are a philanthropic organization, and this app is free and available to all. And we're talking about environmental justice. When we talk about environmental justice, we talk about access to information and data, as I was showing you before, but it also means including all the different organizations in the development of public policies, which allows us to plan for better working conditions. That's why, as I say again, this year and next year are critical in environmental justice and climatic change, because next year, in 2025, all countries will have to present their new environmental justice and climatic actions contributions. So we have a great opportunity to include specific recommendations in order to reduce methane emissions and management and use of organic waste, which is why the opportunity is now. We're talking about environmental justice now, and we work on it with DAIA and more than 100 local organizations on a global level to make recommendations to the government that they need to consider these recommendations in the elaborations of plans. That's why we invite you to participate in this platform. And finally, to conclude, something else that we are doing on a local and national level is project preparation facilities. So capacity building among public officials, private sector companies, waste picker, and farmers to have good information to present to financial organizations. We have relationships with the Inter-American Development Bank, the African Development Bank, and other organizations that foster development through local knowledge. That's just all I wanted to mention and leave you with this message. From debating and discussion, which may seem very distant, we can actually see that it's not so distant. And in these years, we need reduction in fossil fuels, and we have a great opportunity to reduce emissions through management of organic waste. Thank you so much for your time, and very happy to contribute.
Thank you so much, Carolina. Gonzalo, you have 10 minutes to talk to us. Thank you.
Gracias. ¿Me escuchan? Sí. Thanks so much, Teres. Muchas gracias. Felicitaciones y muchas gracias a la
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the International Alliance on a global level. Congratulations, Severino, Sushilia, and Maddie for your election. And thank you so much to the translators. Being able to translate this agenda to 14 languages is truly a challenge. So thank you very much.
como parte de la agenda global, cuán importante es la inclusión desde el lenguaje.
Inclusion of language is very important, as you can imagine. So that's why I wanted to take a special thanks to our translators. We know we are in a moment where we have multiple crises, continuous multiple crises. We just came from a sanitary crisis. We're also facing a democratic crisis. We are also undergoing social crisis. Without a doubt, today we are undergoing a food crisis, an issue which obviously